But the real deal of the deadline had to be Ryan McDonagh going to Tampa along with JT Miller for 5 pieces. The 5 pieces include Vladislav Namestnikov, who is tied for 5th in the Lightning in scoring, Libor Hajek, a 20-year-old second-round pick, Brett Howden, a first overall pick, 19-year-old, playing in Moose Jaw right now, the Rangers' first, and a conditional second-round pick that could be a first-round pick if Tampa wins the Cup this season. Was this a win the Cup type move for the Tampa Bay Lightning and Steve Yzerman?
I think the Tampa Bay Lightning just advanced to the Stanley Cup final. With all due respect to the Pittsburgh Penguins, with all due respect to a lot of good teams in the East, I'm comfortable in saying this. You can lay your bets down now. The Tampa Bay Lightning, Hockey Central guys, you're going to Tampa this summer. It's going to be hot. The Lightning have just advanced to the Stanley Cup final with a move that not only helps them this year with Ryan McDonagh, but this is not a just this year move, Tim. No. McDonagh signed for 2 more years and below $5 million. Yeah. It's not the worst contract we have seen. But Plekanec was a $6 million hit until they shaved it off halfway between the Habs and the Leafs. McDonough's a fantastic blue liner. Is he a top line guy anymore? I don't think you have to be on this team. Right. He's a fantastic player. He's a captain, and lately, in terms of getting guys from the Rangers, Yzerman's done pretty well, right? Like that, there's now a bit of a pedigree. Namestnikov is a good player. He's cheap as hell. He's having a career year. I don't want to act like that wasn't anything. That was a significant loss. We'll see how it affects Kucherov and Stamkos on that line. I can't help but think, with the best goaltender in hockey right now, with the deepest blue line in hockey right now, with 2 guys up front who arguably, for the first 3 months, were Hart Trophy candidates.
Just Nashville's got the deepest blue line, and I know you know, and I know you know that. I like Hedman.
No, I don't know that.
I like Hedman.
I don't know that. Ryan Ellis hasn't played half the year. What's Ryan Ellis?
I understand.
Is Ryan Ellis Ryan McDonagh?
I understand.
I don't think he's Ryan McDonagh. That team just advanced to the Stanley Cup final. All due respect to Boston and the Leafs. I
want to sit here and say to you that the team that wins the deadline doesn't always win the Cup or win their conference, for that matter. Oftentimes, we overweigh this day remarkably in the sports world, whatever sport that is. The team that wins the offseason, the team that wins the deadline, doesn't always win. It happens time and time again. But the best team in hockey just added a really good defenseman. That's what happened here, right? The best team in hockey, the one in the best position in hockey, maybe outside Vegas, which is unbelievable, and we'll get to that in a flash. But the best team in hockey just added a really good defenseman, and it's hard to argue with you outside of the fact that their division might be really tough when we get down to the wire.
And you know how I know Ryan McDonagh's a really good defenseman? The Habs traded him, and they only trade great defensemen. So, welcome back, Seb. So that's how I know Tampa got a good deal here.
Right.
No, well, don't get me wrong, right? They gave up pieces.
We have some Habs fans in the room. That's why he was saying. Not everyone knows.
No,
They're watching the deadline.
You're right.
Most people don't like us, to be honest.
Mea culpa.
Or at least one of us.
One of us.
Yeah.
And I don't think Millard likes us, but whatever. Right. I can't say enough about this deal. And it cost him. And we read for days, Yzerman doesn't want to give up a roster guy. Sergachev didn't go. Some of the other guys didn't go. This was a completely reasonable ask for the Rangers, and you throw in JT Miller on top of it. Tim, there's nothing about this I hate. Absolutely nothing. And based on the speculation and what you're hearing, this was like 2:59 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
This was at the wire, and as Kiprios was saying most of the afternoon, there were as many as 5 teams in on McDonagh, including the Leafs. Not sure what they offered, but I think it's a home run.